All right, welcome back, everybody. Coming up in just a bit, the recent measles outbreak has launched a vaccine debate within the GOP. That's coming up later. But first.
How they make me look? Huh? Like a bum, like a Mameluke.
For what?
Like the Mameluke of the year.
Bring me the Mameluke.
Peter can be quite an idiot. Mameluke.
Now it's time for our daily feature called Mameluke of the Day. This is where we highlight those individuals who say and do things which prove, well, they just can't help being a Mameluke. Number 3 on our list is a Rutgers University professor by the name of Robert Trivers. Girls mature earlier nowadays. That's what this college professor told a Reuters reporter on Monday when he was asked to comment on his friend, billionaire pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein, as you may recall, was arrested and convicted for pimping out underage girls for prostitution to celebrities and for keeping a sex slave. Professor Trivers also told the Reuters reporter, girls today, by the time they're 14 or 15, they're like older women, grown women from 60 years ago. So I don't think these acts are quite as heinous as everyone else does. Rutgers University administrators have yet to respond to the professor's comments. Number 2 on our list for Mameluke of the Day is former fake wrestler Jesse Ventura. Ventura, who's still locked in a lawsuit with the widow of deceased U.S. Navy SEAL Chris Kyle, went on the Alan Colmes radio show this week and stole a page right out of Michael Moore's book by comparing the American sniper, Chris Kyle, to the Nazis. Ventura said he saw no difference whatsoever between the two. Alan Colmes, for his part, offered Ventura a chance to correct himself by asking the same question in 2 or 3 different ways. But Jesse Ventura stuck to his claim. And number 1 on our list, our Mameluke of the Day, is Fareed Zakaria of CNN. The father of the murdered Jordanian pilot is now calling on all Muslims around the world to fight against ISIS before ISIS destroys the image of the Muslim faith. The Jordanian president is referring to ISIS with a derogatory term that is used in describing an Islamic State. But Fareed Zakaria of CNN cannot find it within himself to refer to ISIS as being a part of Islam. During an interview last night on CNN, he said ISIS is not really about Islam or religion. Zakaria chooses to ignore the fact that ISIS's stated goal is to establish an Islamic caliphate and to impose Sharia law on the world. Hey, as American Muslim Dr. Zuhdi Jasser once said on this show, Muslims around the world, moderate Muslims, must lead in a fight against radical Islam. And by denying that radical Islam exists, as Zakaria is doing, it sends the wrong message to moderate Muslims, all of which makes CNN's Fareed Zakaria and is refusing to call ISIS what they really are, Islamic extremists, our Mameluke of the Day. All right, switching gears now, let's take a look at this video about Vaccine-gate.
Parents need to have some measure of choice in things as well. So that's the balance that the government has to decide.
We have to understand that there is public policy and there is health policy that we have to pay attention to.
We sometimes give 5 and 6 vaccines all at one time. I chose to have mine delayed. I don't want the government telling me that I have to give my newborn hepatitis B vaccine, which is transmitted by sexually transmitted disease and or blood transfusions.
All right, joining this time in studio is GOP political strategist David McCullough. Dave, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me on.
Where did this story come from? This measles thing sort of just, and the vaccine story appeared out of nowhere. Then all of a sudden, Republican presumed presidential candidates are wading into it. We heard about the measles outbreak. That was kind of an odd story. It ballooned in Disneyland. I understand it. Outbreak in Arizona, and now we see presidential candidates saying, "Should we get vaccines?" What's going on here?
Well, you know, every presidential election cycle, we see topics that we probably never thought we'd hear about. In this case, 15 years ago, we eradicated and eliminated the measles from being in the United States. But here we are again, on just having gotten over or still dealing with the Disneyland situation, with other measles outbreaks out in the rest of the country. We're having this conversation. Should it be, should our families be vaccinating our children? And frankly, it's so easy to think. We know better. We know to feed our children. We know to take care of our children. So vaccinate your children. Now, we have certain candidates who are potentially maybe running for office, and they're trying to figure out how to work in the Republican strategy of personal responsibility and personal freedom, yet it should be pretty common knowledge.
Are parents not giving their children the measles vaccine?
They're not. They're not, and it's shocking. It is
shocking.
It's disturbing to find out that it's kind of becoming a trend, or at least the anti-vaccination movement is becoming a trend.
Now, I spread out the required vaccinations of my son. I didn't feel comfortable giving him 5 or 6 vaccinations at one time. I didn't eliminate the vaccinations. I spread them out based upon, you know, stories I heard of children perhaps developing a higher rate of autism in America because of the vaccinations, but no proof there. It just seemed like, you know, someone's 3 months old, 6 months old, half a dozen shots at once seemed a bit much to me.
Well, the CDC and other government agencies that are health-related have all said that not vaccinating your children or even delaying the vaccination of your children can have an impact on the health of not only our children, but others as well. It's not just about you or your child. It's about everyone in the population as well.
Yeah, and by the way, the doctor had the final say on it. The doctor did not say what you just said. The doctor did not say that delaying it was a problem. She did say that certain delays were a problem while others were not. Should the GOP candidates even be wading into this issue?
I think there's a lot of issues that we need to be talking about as Americans and about America's future. But whether we're talking about simple things and common, basic sense things like this, it's beyond me. We should be talking about the national debt. We should be talking about jobs and prosperity. Vaccinate your children. End of story.
You know, I see that Hillary Clinton came out and said that this is the GOP practicing their voodoo science. Those weren't the exact words. That was the message. So you see that the Democrats love to create a narrative, an image of the GOP being anti-science. She knows better, but she jumped on this as a political opportunity. You care to respond?
Well, we shouldn't politicize the health of our children, period, end of statement. I think Speaker Boehner came out and said that, well, I don't know if we need a law, but we need to vaccinate our children. Everyone, I think, realizes, at least the majority of people in the United States, that this is an important issue. Vaccinate your children, end of story.
All right, final question. Measles, when I first saw the story appear out of Disneyland and then Arizona, I felt that was probably the next shoe to drop would be related to those coming across the border illegally from Central and South America. But again, you say it was from parents. I mean, that's unlawful, is it not, to not give your child a measles shot?
Well, there are issues with people coming across borders, not just any one particular border, but people coming from international areas where they have not been vaccinated. And clearly that's an issue that needs to be resolved. But we need to take a good look at what's going on and make sure that we prevent it in the United States.
David, are you aware, do public schools allow a child into the school system if they have not had their measles shot?
There are some states that allow it based on religious beliefs or parental preference, and they have to get an exemption from their doctor. I don't personally think that this should happen.
Right.
This is a public health situation and needs to be resolved.
What religious belief is it? Are you aware?
I think there's several instances where different religions do not allow that. I'm not specifically which ones,
okay.
But...
All right, well, interesting. We're going to get your take on it as a GOP political consultant. I believe you'll be joining us on a panel later in the show.
Looking forward to it. All
right, the new definition of the lost generation and how they're being bribed by your government. Stay with me from the Edge of America. I'm Rick Amato.